All right. Before I start this, I want to show you something. Um, this is a video I got from Jamie, and I'll turn down the volume. See it? Can't see anything. So, what this means to me, it was shot in high def. If it was an Apple phone, it was HVEC format, which uh, it actually. I'll tell you what I do, just so you know. I go here and I pull up this video converter right here and I convert it so that I can see it. So it is convertible. It just takes me a long time. So I wanted you to know that. Um, okay. So let's start with, Sharon. I'm going to start with you, but that was Jamie's. So let me pull up one of yours. So this is one of yours. See? Same thing. So what I did is I converted it. So let's go. Um, Let me start with, let's go forehand. Let's take your forehands first. Uh, Turn this down. That's a beautiful looking court, by the way. Pull that up there. Oh, I got the spinning wheel. I got a lot of stuff on them. Ay, ay, ay. Quit a few of these things. That ought to help. All right. Now, I'm going to start by letting you know something right away. You have a you have a very good forehand. So that technique right here is really good. I like it. You use the right side of your body, and you hit a pretty good ball. Now, it doesn't take me long to begin to believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that you're an ex tennis player. And and so I see the top spin right there. That looks like a continental grip with the V on top of the racket. So that's okay. It depends on what your goals are, Sharon, and I don't know what your goals are. Um, if your goal is to be a national level player, win ladies' masters and seniors events, or win a national title in age division, or play open, I don't know. But then I would recommend changing the grip. I don't recommend you change the grip unless that is something that you aspire to, and I do not know what you aspire to. You see right there, that's nice and solid. But you see the top spin on the racket. See the racket come over the ball right there, and that lends to it going down into the floor. But you're using your right side to hit the ball. You have a very good forehand. I really like it. I'm going to show you a few little tricks of the trade here. Let's go back to the beginning. Now, if I'm looking at these strings, you got to be careful turning your wrist too much this way, counterclockwise. You keep that racket strings towards the side wall pretty much, and use your body, not your arm, which you seem to be doing. Look at that. That's nice and square. That's like they draw it up in the magazine. Very good. Now to kill the ball, oh, now you're serving. Hmm. Did not know you went to serving. So let's go back to forehand. To kill the ball, when you get to the ball, you want your forearm above your elbow. In tennis, forearms below the elbow to get it over a net. But if your forearm was up here and then you extended down, you would hit the ball down, which is, by the way, what you did. See how high your forearm is right there? That's awesome. And then it just extends, boom, and it's down. Good job. Perfect. All right, now let's go look at the serve. Oh, this toss and cross? This might be the toss and cross drill. No, it's not. It's just a step drill. And I always discourage stepping and hitting forehands because you can cheat, not use your body when you're practicing. I ought to clarify that. I do have stepping movements, of course, crossing over and hitting out of the corner and hitting, setting yourself up off the front wall and hitting. I have a lot of drills for that. So sorry, it's been a long day. Our pipe blew up in the backyard today. The pipe we used to water the plants disintegrated. This is your serve. Ooh, I like this serve. Ooh, that's an inside-out drive serve right. Now you have a one-step serve, right? So you take one step, and then you're going to serve. Now, and I like the way you got your toe open. That's awesome. Your left toe is open. That's perfect. Now, if you want the ball to go to the right, you get there with your wrist first, and it'll go to the right. Now, if you want it to go to the left, you get to that same ball, same place, with the racket first in front of your wrist, and the ball will go to the left. You want to get that ball lower. You see how deep it's coming in the court? So you're going to hit the ball above your knee, thigh high almost. And to hit a good drive serve that's low, it's got to be shin high, just above the ankles down here, this level right here. So a good thing you can do, you can put some masking tape, painter's tape here at this level, ankle level. Put a strip right there so you don't have too much weight forward. I don't think you have too much weight forward. I think you're doing you're pretty balanced hitting the ball. But we need to be more accurate. You got to get more accurate, meaning just over that line, not flying off the back wall. I have a saying I do with my athletes. You ever saw me coach a match with one of my athletes? I might yell something like "Shatais." Nobody knows what Shatais is. It's a code, but it's a code word and it means short or ace. Short or ace. Maybe I should say Shatais, but I say Shatais so nobody can figure it out. Short or ace. Now that's short. Now see, you're upset, but that's short. To me, hitting a short serve is better than hitting one off the back wall. See how high you hit the ball? And see your back foot fly around? So I'd like to see you keep more weight on that right foot and bend that knee lower. When you bend your knee lower, you can't do what I call a false pivot. You see your right toe off the floor there, Sharon? So you squash that right into the floor and push back. You also got to be careful. I looks like you're putting a lot of stress on that left knee. Let me look at that. Are you rotating? Are you rotating over that left knee? No, you're not. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so instead of flying around with that right leg, which means all your weight is forward, right now your weight's forward, and it still should be back behind the ball, and that's why you're hitting shorts when you go to the left. Now you can get away with that going to the right, but not when you go to the left. So, all right. All right, so that's and the reason that happened is twisty wristy. Happens to a lot of players. You went to hit the ball and you did a twist of the wrist. See that racket turn? Boom. All right, that's pretty good. You have a good solid forehand, a solid beginning to the drive serve. I'd like to know what your goals are, and I'd like to get your lower. I'd like to get your hips level lower. You can get your hip level lower by bending your back knee. I don't know if you do any lifting or squat work or anything like that with your legs. Any type of strength work would help you stay lower longer. All right, I'm going to stop that. And I'm going to go to the next one here. I'll pull up another forehand. All right, we got 10 minutes on the forehand here. Let me make this bigger. This is kind of what I was talking about. You see this right here with the strings right there? That means you're going and look at the racket comes in towards your head, and you should be starting back right about something like that would be perfect. Right there. Rather than right there. From here to there was excess motion. But you do have a good forehand, without a doubt. Darn good forehand. So we got 10 minutes. And I'd like to see, there you go. I'd like to see your feet a little wider, too. All right, so I commented a lot on forehand. Let's see if we do anything else here. Backhand. All right, backhand. So we're going to keep the same principles on backhand that we do on forehand. Now, what made me believe you're a tennis player, this looks like a slice backhand. And so what I'd like to do is a couple things. First of all, keep that handle towards the floor. The butt of the handle's facing off this way. Keep it towards the floor. Keep the racket up. Right wrist behind your left shoulder. And keep it there. So you'd be turning your shoulders. Your shoulders would turn here, and your racket would still be back behind your left shoulder. And at that point, when you get there, then you extend. But you're sending your arm out there. You're sending your arm out there to do the job that your major muscle groups could do, which is going to lend itself to inconsistency on the backhand. So there's a couple things you can do. One thing I do, I take a 10-pound, 15-pound dumbbell and put it in people's arms and have them turn their body, because you can't cheat and use your arm with a 15-pound weight. And just turn, get the turning motion. Another thing I do is put a bungee cord around the shoulders and have people just get used to turning their shoulders. All right? So turn your shoulders. Now, I'm looking at your body language also, and when you practice, it's tough. I'm the same way. I'm not saying don't do this, because I'm pretty bad myself on my, yelling at myself, and but right here, racket up. Racket should be up now. So you lift it up there. That racket should have been up a long time ago. See? Don't get mad at yourself when you miss. I want to show you something. You're doing the right technique. So if you miss, listen, if you miss and you're doing the right technique, Sharon, that's good. Now, if you're in a match and you miss and you're doing everything right and you have a miss and you have a pity party about it, and next thing you're a hissy fit, next thing you know, you're going to lose 2 or 3 points. And not because you did anything wrong technically, but because you dwelled on a mistake mentally. Rack it up. There it goes. Up. So when you're practicing, make a mental note of where the ball's going and why. Rack it up. Racket. See, the racket should be up. Feet should be moving. Rack it up. We're going to be talking about lobs, specialty serves, and that's going to help you setting yourself up. If you stiffen your wrists, make it stiff, drop your racket back, and then just lift with your body, you're going to hit yourself a good setup. And also, that hitting yourself setup will give you some control so you can hit lob serves too. Rack it up. Boom. Rack it up. Rack it up. That's good technique. That's good technique. Rack it up. Rack it up. Rack it up. Now, in practice, if this happens in practice, hit a ceiling ball. Because that's what would happen in a match. If you had a ball you couldn't handle, you just hit a ceiling ball. All right, so the principles remain the same on this game. On the forehand, you're hitting the ball from your right side. Come on, forehand, forehand, forehand. All right, I'll go back further. All right, so there's your forehand, right? So you're using your right side to hit the ball. So when you go to backhand, so when you go to backhand, come on, backhand, backhand, backhand. When you go to backhand, you should be using your left side. So I'm going to show you. You're kind of using, well, actually, you do get some good turn on the left side. It's just down instead of out and a slice like that instead of out and like a salute. So if that handle was down, you would salute down and across the ball. Uh, all right, so there's your backhand. This is from one of my students a number of years ago, national world champion. All right, now watch how she turns her body. See how the racket stays behind her shoulders? And her arm doesn't move till she's halfway through the swing. See it? See it? This is a good example of where I'm at with this. So over here, let's see if this works. So you're getting your momentum by stepping to the right or left and then swinging down. See, your arm is working. So if I go over here and I go down, 1, 2, 3, I go over here, about the same thing, your arm's there. So hopefully this will help you see what I'm talking about with the backhand. See, you're so into, like most players I teach, you're so into what happened. And that's, and I can't blame you for that. I'm the same way, but you learn to practice to improve, which means you got to leave your comfort zone. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're changing your grip, aren't you? And that's blowing your mind, isn't it? Because you're used to using the continental grip. We need to talk about this, Sharon. Because maybe you keep the continental grip. Depending on what your goals are and everything, you can play with a continental grip, especially if you're a former tennis player. In fact, if you got a continental grip, it's a good angle to get to the other side of the court on a drive serve. So I don't want to mess you up too much by one size does not fit all in this game. All right, so this is a long video already, and I've only done two, only gone through two of these, and I got some more to go. So I'm going to stop right here. We'll cook this one up, and I'll send it to you. Great job, Sharon. Great job.